Well, I want to ask the next one. I'm actually not sure if this is the next one on our list, but I have heard this in questions. People are like, why would I join the military if when I leave, I'm just going to have PTSD? They're going to send me to war, wherever, or conflicts for 20 years. My body's going to be broken, because these are all things that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But why would I still join the military if that's all I have to look forward to, is being used up and spit out and being broken at the end?
Well, I don't know if you're looking for a specific answer or not, but my answer would be, not everybody is broken. Not everybody has PTSD. I think, yeah, man, I think it is over. Man, I could get myself into trouble with this within my own community saying this. Well, when I say the community, I mean the veteran community. But I think there's a lot of people that scam the VA out of PTSD. I think there's a lot of people that say that they're injured or they have, ailments that are chronic, that are complete bullshit. So there's that aspect of it. What that percentage is, I don't know. I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. If you say you got that going on, okay, you got that going on. Does that make sense?
No, we talk about this, amongst ourselves, in team rooms and stuff. We all know those people that are like, they hear a car backfire and they're like, "Oh, my PTSD is acting up," and it's like,
"I get fireworks. Cut those fireworks out right now."
Yeah, they're. It's just like anything else. There are overly dramatic people that like the attention, or convince themselves that this is an excuse to act a certain way, right? Because of their single experience or an experience that like they tell people that they had. And it's not everybody. So these things are sensitive, because obviously there's people out there with legitimate problems, and it's hard for us to judge. But there are definitely people out there that are full of shit.
Yeah.
That are scamming the system, that are trying to like get attention by saying like, I was out there doing my thing and, had to do X, Y, Z, and now I can't hear fireworks or whatever. And then like, you're like, but that happened like 20 years ago, bro. Like, have you talked to anybody? Like, are you doing anything to make yourself better? But they just love living in that experience and getting that attention.
I think we've celebrated it too much as a society. I applaud all the mental health stuff that is going forward, and all the leaps and bounds and improvements that we've made in mental health and in the brain and all that kind of stuff. At the same time, I think there's a couple different avenues that are doing, like, all the avenues are probably doing something good, but they're getting something wrong. And, we're trying to contribute to that too by having, some of the people that we know that are in that space doing things. You got Eric Cousin from Same Here Global. You have Denny. I'm not even going to try and say it's like Cabrero. I'm going to mess it up. Boy, I butchered that. I'm sorry, Denny.
We love you, Denny.
From Security Halt, which we had a very kind of conversation about stuff too, which I'm on board with. You got Jacob Gorell, who's doing marriage counseling and stuff like that. So we've hit mental health quite a bit on ours, and each one has different kind of things. And I don't think one person has it 100% right, but it's also different things work better or differently for other people. But I do think, and this is just me talking, I think that we have, in a way, as a society, gone down a very victimhood kind of path with mental health, and, therapy speak or whatever, using certain vocabulary with therapy is, victimhood, attack, safe place, things like that. And it's like, dude, what are we doing?
We also had Nick Koumalatsos, however you say your name, another name, right?
Yeah.
On here. And he was like, being a veteran, being a disabled veteran, being whatever is not a job, and it shouldn't be your identity. Like, all these things exist to get you to a better place. Like, we had Eric Ballister on here, right? And he talked about some of the problems he had when he got out in the transition. But you know what Eric's doing now? He's crushing life. Like, and it's not like these things aren't like a little bit persistent in his life, but he's not just like drinking a fifth of Jack Daniels every night because he went through way more stuff than I ever. You know what I mean? Like, he saw some stuff but he's not using it as a crutch to be a terrible person or just to get attention. He's using it as a kind of a springboard. He got past it, and now he's doing amazing things. Like that's the goal. The goal is not to live the rest of your life telling, you know, your single war story to people and being a terrible person. That's not the goal. So, and that is the thing though. Like you start giving attention to people about certain things and like all these resources and all these other things, and it becomes like a way of life for certain people. And that's not the goal. The goal is to be better and to serve your country after you get out in different ways.
Yeah, and
serve
it's
your
not
family or whatever.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's because we have kind of perpetuated that, and they do take on that identity. They almost think that they should be. Man, I'm supposed to be broken. I'm supposed to have PTSD. I'm supposed to have mental health issues, and that's, dude, you're not. No, you're not supposed to. Just because you serve or just because you saw some shit doesn't mean that necessarily you should have issues. Okay, sure. In life, maybe you shouldn't have to see, you know, dead kids or pull dead kids out of a car, right?
Yeah.
But you did. And oh well. Like, not oh well to those kids, but like, dude, you have to move on. You have to accept that. And again, you don't have to be broken. You get in, and I'm sure that there are some people that would disagree with this, but you can almost choose not to be broken. You could choose to kind of move on. But if you dwell on it, dude, I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm like a, you know, and I said the same thing to Aaron and Eric Cussin from Same Here Global. And I was like, well, you know, maybe I haven't experienced some of the same things that you guys have. And they're like, well, that's not the point. You weren't listening to this at all. Well, you know, sorry, but I just,
yeah, I'm the same way. No, you know, but like it's weird because like I think people get in their heads, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, but like Hollywood, right? And I always harp on Hollywood is like these people go over to whatever desert we're fighting in, and they shoot somebody, and then they come home and they're super jacked up. Like so, like everybody's like, am I supposed to be jacked up right now?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, and you come home, like I remember my first deployment, I came home, nothing, crickets, and like the second deployment, you know, 2008, early 2008 time frame, when all this mental health stuff started to come about because there started to be like legitimate problems. But you know, like the pendulum swings the way it swings. I came home on the second one, like, and it wasn't near as bad as the first one. And people are like, dude, you need to go see mental health. Like my commander was like, and they're like, to be fair, like he was just concerned about me. But it's like I was fine after the last one. Like, why all of a sudden do you think I need to go? Like, but like it's encouraged to kind of go down that path. And if you let that path take over, it doesn't lead to like great things if you just, you know, go down the negative path.
No, I'm with you. So, I mean, just to tie it back into the kind of initial question you ask is like, hey, why should you join the military if you're going to get PTSD, have a broken body? Well, you don't have to. Yeah, you could see some shit and you might actually, no kidding, be affected by it. Or you could do a 24-year career and see some shit and you're fine.
Dude, now, you're cold-blooded. I'm just kidding.
Cold as ice.
You know what though? Like, but you're gonna make the best friends. Like I was at a party last weekend, and it's funny because like my buddy came to the party, and he was looking at like the little pamphlet for the retirement ceremony, and he was like, "Bro, we were only stationed together for like 2 years." You know what I mean? And we were never home. Like we were trying to like calculate how many actual days we spent together, and you know, at Fort Bragg at the same time, and it wasn't a lot, but we're like best friends in the world. You know what I mean? Like I would do anything for this guy.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of relationships that you're going to build with people like in this environment. You know what I mean? Like, and I wouldn't give that away for anything. And talking to those guys is way more therapeutic than talking to anybody else. Cause you're just talking smack about all the good times and all the crazy stuff that, you know, you had to go through together.
Oh yeah.
But like, we're not sticking around just because like we have to. We're sticking around because there's a lot of really awesome things that happen. And then when you get out, like people are like, what are you going to do when you get out? I had this question the other day. If I'm an SR, like, what do I do when I get out? Because combat controllers, they can be ATC guys. I'm like, okay, first of all, I know like 0 combat controllers that get out
that do that,
just become ATC. You can do whatever you want to do. Like your ceiling for capability and things that you can do are ridiculous. So